Hello everybody and welcome to another Mail Art Monday. In today's video I am going to be using the same supplies I've been using for the month of June, and this is like my Tim Holtz and vintage looking ephemera that isn't actually proper vintage, it's just made to look like it. And most of it is Tim Holtz. I challenged myself to try to use most of this stuff because I collect it because I love the look of it, and then I get bored with it before I actually even use it. And so I've challenged myself to use these supplies just so I don't get bored with them before I use them all. And so I'm making 3 envelopes and a greetings card, and this is what I'm going to work on first. And I will say that I did not have any idea what I was going to do with these, so you guys are going to see me hem and haw and kind of struggle through the pieces that I want to use and the look that I do end up eventually going for. I like the way everything turns out in the end, but I did feel myself wanting to grab more, but that isn't part of the challenge. The challenge is to use what I had in front of me and to make it work. And so when I give myself a challenge, when I challenge myself to something, I really want to stick with that because there was a reason and there was a point to the challenge. So that's what I'm doing, even though I find myself struggling a little bit. So speaking of challenges, I do want to sort of acknowledge the ongoing challenge that I always have. I started it last month, and I've started to notice things sort of trickling in now in the month of June, but I have a challenge with anybody who wants to participate, but it's basically if you create something pretty and send it to my post office box. There doesn't have to be any goodies. There doesn't have to be a letter. I mean, if you literally just want to decorate a pretty envelope or a pretty card and have someone to send it to, that's basically what I've done. I've provided my personal post office box so that you guys can participate along with this mail art challenge, I guess, but actually have someone to send something to. And then at the end of the month, I do a giveaway and include all of the people that have sent something to my post office box. So far, it's a brand new challenge, but so far in the month of June, I've had 2 pieces. Well, I've had several pieces of mail come in, but 2 were like a response to something that I sent, and they wanted to send something to my post office box. And then 2 were actually new people that I have never heard from before, but were participating in the challenge. And so I think if I'm going to say right off the bat, if I have less than 5 people participate in the challenge every month, then they automatically are going to get something back from me. I feel like that's only fair. It's a manageable amount to be able to sustainably reply to. And I just think it's a great way to be a part of the community over here. I love sending mail, and I love that people want to send mail to me. And being able to have this sort of this way of communicating and encouraging the people in our community to create pretty things and to send pretty mail, I think it's just a great thing. I'm not doing this because I want to get pretty mail. I'm doing it as almost like a therapy for you, the people watching and wanting to participate. I'm giving you an address and an excuse and a reason to take some time for yourself, make something pretty that makes you happy, and then having an address to actually send it to. So it's not a beauty contest. It's not about who writes the best letter or who sends any goodies. It's not even about that. It's just about participation and taking the time for yourself and acknowledging that you are worthy enough to spend time and create something and then actually have someone to send it to. So if there are less than 5 participants each month, then everybody will get something back from me, which I think is great. I think it's a great excuse. But if there are more than 5, then I think what I'll do is maybe I'll send something small and then do like a big giveaway prize winner. So unless I get like 6 things in the next week, which is totally possible, but it may not happen, then everybody will get something, the 2 people that send something. And then if there's need for a big, huge giveaway, which I will share what I'm actually going to send out to the big giveaway winner to encourage participation, then that's what we'll do. So what I'm going to do is Maybe at the end of the month, I will share the next month's giveaway prize to encourage participation, because it's kind of weird when you participate but you don't actually know what you're like trying to win. So I think that's what I'll do. I think for the month of June, everybody will get something, because I don't think I'm going to get more than 5. But for July, if I do, or at the end of this month, I'll share the giveaway prize so that everybody kind of knows what they're coming for. I think that'll be fun. Anyway, I have rambled so long about this. I like the way that this envelope turns out, because it's, I see I'm leaving there space for postage, but I like the way that I didn't actually layer anything. I sort of made it like a flat lay on the envelope, and I really loved the way that looked. I struggled really hard trying to layer these things. I needed better base paper. And I'm not sure what I was thinking, but for some reason I thought this Tim Holtz notebook paper would actually like be better, like better ledger or something. But I didn't actually love the paper, so I did kind of struggle with that because I didn't love my base layers. And yeah, it becomes quite the process to try to make the colors work and the textures and all the things. So how is everybody doing? I hope everybody had a fantastic Father's Day weekend. I actually filmed this video last night on Sunday on Father's Day evening, which is why there's shadows, but I had a light set up. My husband came in and helped me set up a light, and because it was right around dusk, so I probably could have gotten away with it, but it would have been just a little too like moody, like a little too dark. So he set up one of his like work lights to sort of brighten it up a little bit, and it looks good, but there is a little bit of a shadow, so I do apologize for that, but I wanted to make sure that you guys had a video for today, and I did not have a mail art video prepared. So I hope that you guys had a great weekend. I actually forced myself to have a 3-day weekend. I had kind of a bad week. Let's be honest, it's been a bad season, and I just needed a break. So I convinced one of my girlfriends, it's actually my husband's cousin, but we're like best friends here, and she's the only person that I hang out with like locally. So her and I decided to get some time away. We were going to go out of town, but it was raining all weekend, and so we opted to actually stay locally, and we just spent all day Friday and all day Saturday shopping at our favorite antique malls and furniture shops, and going to cute little coffee shops, and eating locally and trying new things, just doing things that I normally can't do with kids, or if I feel like I'm leaving my husband hanging. So we got a babysitter to help watch the babies, and so it worked out. I was able to get some time away from the kids, which I really needed, and we did some wedding planning. She's recently engaged, so we did some wedding planning and bought some fun things for her wedding, and it was just great. I had a really fun weekend. I felt kind of selfish that it happened to be on Father's Day weekend, but my husband encouraged it. He wanted to spend some one-on-one time with the kids anyway, so I did come home early Saturday. I think it was at like 2. I came home at like 2 o'clock on Saturday, so it really wasn't that bad, and we spent all Father's Day together, and it was fun, but I needed a break. I needed to not be screamed at for 10 hours, and I needed to just get some space and the freedom to just move and just be without having to explain or trip over a human. I know every mother and even father out there can totally relate to what I'm saying. It was magical. I love my kids, but I cannot wait for them to be self-sufficient so I can do this more often. It's a tough season that we're in anyway, but having to do it with 2 young children as well is just, it's proving to be a little more challenging than I anticipated. So, anyway, that was just my selfish way of saying, it's time for you to get some space, Skylar. Let's make it happen. And luckily, I have a very supportive family who allowed me and helped encourage that. So it's all about taking care of yourself, people. So for this envelope, I had this really cute idea of taking this, what looked like an old ledger, and folded it right along the crease where the ledger line would have been, and folded it over the envelope just to like keep it going. And I really liked it. But I was kind of fighting with the empty space on the other side. I do have to be very mindful about leaving space for the address and the postage stamps, and depending on where it's going, and the actual look of the envelope, sometimes I use my vintage postage, so I definitely need a little more space. So yeah, always mindful of that. I'm going to bring everything in a little closer so that you can see some of the details a little bit better. I love all the texture, and I love that I'm using these supplies and not holding on to them anymore, especially these bigger pieces that are hard to use in letters or journals. So I hope that you have enjoyed this. I would encourage you to subscribe if you are not already, and to check out the description box below for my address and any information that you might need regarding this video or the mail art challenge. That's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'll catch you later. Bye!